Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to No Filter Gen Z. We are young Americans fighting to defend the truth. My name is Camden. I'm joined with Lydia and Elijah today, and we're talking about the crazy New York mayoral race with one of the most far left candidates I've ever seen in any race. This guy, Mamdani. Have you guys heard of him?
How could I not have heard of him?
Even the people on okay, this is how far left he is. You guys know Cuomo, right? You know Andrew Cuomo. He is staying in the race as an independent now because he thinks that Mamdani is too far left. And this is Cuomo. So like this is how far we've gone. Hakeem Jeffries in the House is failing to endorse him, and he's far left. So this guy is crazy. It's Mamdani, and we're going to talk about how dangerous he could be to New York and why we can't. New York needs to not elect this guy. But here's the New York Post saying, sickle and dime. Is that dime? Socialist Zoe tells Biz, I'll raise taxes and you won't leave. He talks so much and says so little. We'll start with Elijah first. What are your first impressions of this guy and what you know about him?
I think he's potentially one of the bigger threats to America, and he's kind of representation of where the Democratic Party is going towards. He's a little more farther over, but that just simply means he's more woke, more progressive than they are. They're gonna get to where he is eventually. It's a little insane what his viewpoints are. I used to live in Buffalo, unfortunately, so New York City kind of made all of the decisions for us.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they love him so much. The socialist Muslim who wants Sharia law and calls for the global Antifada.
Mental
Mamdani.
So you live there, so you know it's already far left. So this is like another level in New York, and this guy is, this is the first mayoral race that I can think of that's been like broadcasted everywhere because of his extreme agenda, like his extreme beliefs and stuff. And letting someone like that get into office sets the precedent for other people to do the same thing. And so, Lydia, your first impressions on Mamdani?
Well, we were just talking before starting filming for this episode just about, how Muslim he is and how, as what Elijah just said, Sharia law, he wants that instilled, obviously, in New York. But it's also like, when you look at that, I see so many people on the left talk about, oh, we need the separation of church and state. So we're hearing all that, but until this man is involved with his ideology, suddenly that's, not on the table anymore.
Only when it's Christians talking.
Yes, only when it's convenient for them as far as when they want their particular agenda being pushed, and in this case, this is what we're seeing. So at first, when I saw him, potentially being in the running, I was like, oh, there's no way. And then I still see so many supporters for him, clearly, as far as the mayoral race, when we look at what's going on now. I see so many people, lifting him up as far as people that I know or may not know that are more left-leaning that are talking about him. I'm just like, how? He's not even, as you just said, Andrew Cuomo becoming independent for this race just shows you how far he is from anything that New York seems to even be used to as far as leadership.
Yeah, so you guys mentioned Sharia law and how he is wanting this to be a thing in the United States, which, by the way, our country is founded on the beliefs of our founding fathers and our system. And so someone trying to come in and change all that, it doesn't seem like very American to me. So why not go to another country and do this thing when it's something that clearly is against a lot of our beliefs? But let me read some of the dangers of this. It's human rights, restrictions on women's rights, which I thought the left was all for women's rights. What happened?
Seems we're going backwards now.
Yeah, like it's completely like women are subject to male guardianship systems requiring male permission for marriage, divorce, travel, and even employment. This is stuff that they talk about all the time. The feminists talk about, and now they're going to vote for someone like that. What?
It started with the trans in the bathrooms, and now it's this.
Yeah, restrictions on religious freedom, which I don't know if this guy has read the amendments of our Constitution. The First Amendment says freedom of religion. So bringing that kind of law, again, doesn't make sense. limitations on freedom of expression, First Amendment again. Anyways, just a bunch of different things that make no sense with our system. So let's just break it down. I'm going to show a video in a little bit, but first let's talk about some of the things that this guy has talked about. One of the craziest thing is he said before that he doesn't think we need prisons. He says, what's the point of prisons? And this is something I just recently saw. He says, what purposes do they serve besides making people feel good? That's about abolishing prisons and jail.
You know, that kind of goes hand in hand with Sharia law, to be fair, because they don't have prisons in the Middle East. They just kill people.
Yeah, so
you do something, you get killed. That's
he
just
wants
how it
that
works.
here.
Yeah, he wants that here. For sure.
He's a clear communist, I think. I mean, it's not. He's not even hiding it though. Socialist, like literally.
I have no words, honestly.
It's pretty shocking to have a candidate like this in our country.
Yeah, and it's the way that because you see how he talks too. He's very charismatic. He's smooth, like as far as how he, has a way with his words and so easily. I think that's probably why so many people are swayed by him. Is really just honestly, just how he has the ability to talk. So I'll give him that. He's very good. He's a very good orator, as they would say. But as far as the words he
has something called charisma. Like you can see, like the way he walks and looks. He has charisma, but no policy, nothing that actually would make the country better. He is charismatic, but has no policy, and he wants to put taxes only for white people.
Yeah.
He met with Omar, a representative from Minnesota. He wants to put taxes on white people only. Is that equality? Is that the main points of the Democrat Party for the last 50 years, trying to make everything equal? Is that it?
Gosh, that is, and when they claim that not everything is about, they claim that we're the ones always making it about race. I really think it's quite the opposite, especially in this case, that he is making it completely against white people. So
that's not very American to me.
No,
we're going back to looking at people's color again.
I know. It's kind of insane how backwards it is and how history repeats itself. And we just so happen to not be the people repeating history. We're on the other side of that.
Yeah, here is him talking about private property. Hold on. The reason why there's so many people without housing right now is because illegal immigrants have taken over the housing that was available and made it more expensive because there's such an influx of people. That's why people can't afford housing anymore.
And that key, when he says abolition of private property, that is communism.
Literally.
Getting rid of private property, like if that isn't the key indicator, that's what the city of New York will be dealing with.
I mean, this is the business capital of the world, and he wants to take away private property? Who in the right mind would live there and vote for that, knowing that's completely... It would derail the whole city.
Not
People are
only
going
that,
to leave.
What did we fight for in the revolution? The right to own land. So you're going to take that away and give it back to the government because you think the government can do it better than the people?
Basically, he wants government to own everything.
Yeah. It's absurd and quite frankly, like, backwards.
It's the opposite of the American dream. Like, it's the literal opposite of that. Because if you can't own anything and you're reliant on the government, there's no way for you to make your own way because you have to rely on them for stuff. And you know what happens then? All these people who have private property that pour in, millions of dollars for their houses in New York, like these billionaires and stuff, that money goes back into the economy. I don't know if he knows that or not, but when you take that away, when you take away anyone's ability to own property or to go shopping, like he wants to make New York only have government-run grocery stores. This is socialism. Yeah. It literally is.
It is. I had just heard something today. I forget. I think it might be in Kansas. I was hearing it, but there is a government-run grocery store there. And I was just hearing reports of just how horribly that has failed, because that's existed there for quite a few years now. And if that doesn't work in Kansas,
yeah,
I can only imagine how it would in not
New
work
York
in New
City.
York City.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's absurd.
I just wanna clear the name for everyone else in New York. I was just talking to Lydia about this. It's New York City and Long Island voting for this. Everyone else in New York has a stable, level-headed mind. I come from Buffalo, New York. If you're a Democrat and you're brave enough to go that far out and express your opinions, you will be called an idiot. You're insane. I mean, you're the difference.
Yeah.
You are the one who's different. I mean, Antifa went out there. I think I was telling you guys about this. Antifa went out there, got beat up by a bunch of rednecks. I mean, it does not work. Everyone else in New York, except for New York, like New York City and Long Island and Albany, those are the areas where all these Democrats are. Everywhere else, level-headed, cool, awesome people, nicest people you'll ever meet.
This is
literally.
New York City has so many people that it kind of votes for the whole state. Like, you know what I mean? All the other little cities and things in New York are just kind of pushed aside because of New York City. Just like California. I mean, look at the biggest city in California, Los Angeles. How many people live there? That's a lot of the vote that's going in. So that's a good point. Like, you lived in Buffalo, but you really were getting your policies from New York City because there's so many people.
Yep, exactly. And you'll even see the polls. In fact, it just so happened that some of the polls mysteriously closed down during this election.
Oh, of course.
Or in the area of where I'm from, West Seneca and Elma, little farm town areas. Just so happened those polls were just like shut down somehow, mysteriously. I couldn't tell you how, but you know.
Have you guys been able to hear the videos that I play on here? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna
a little bit. It's a little quiet for me, but. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna look at another one. This one is a compilation of some of the crazy things that Mamdani has said, and this is from Fox News. Or not. Nothing's working today, guys. This is the first time we've ever had an episode that has been so technical difficulties. Here we go. I got it.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Here we go. Okay, well, this guy, I think the main thing, what he's saying, and all these clips combined, what he's saying is free everything. That will work. We're going to give you free healthcare, free housing, free food, free, like, that has never worked. Nothing's ever free. And if you tax the billionaires will leave New York City, and there's going to be nothing left but homeless people. Like, that's all that you're going to create an environment of people that don't want to work because everything's given to them. And it's just going to be a bunch of illegal immigrants that know that that's all there is for that kind of state. Like, all the business is going to leave, including, I mean, Trump had literally built his business up with Trump Towers in New York. But no, all of that's going to be gone with this guy if he wins.
Did anyone notice when he said defund the NYPD? Yeah. Did anyone catch that one too? So I would love to hear his solution for as far as law enforcement or any type of law and order in that city. I would just love to hear his plans for that, because I don't know what the heck he thinks what that would accomplish at all. Because I know the whole thing was, defund the police, especially during the George Floyd BLM movement. Like, I get that was a big thing, but New York City is one of the biggest cities in the whole United States. And I'm just wondering how he thinks that is actually going to be effective and work if he abolishes the NYPD. So.
I would love.
By the way,
yeah, go ahead, Elijah.
New York City already tried defunding the police. That miserably failed. There's a reason they're back. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder
Hmm.
why.
All right. No one to restore law and order and peace. Wonder how that could go bad. Yeah. Well, the Good Samaritans who just so happen to not live there. Everyone who owns guns lives out where I was. The people who would defend that area are just simply not there. Wonder how that ends up. Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
right. Really badly.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
And he also was telling them not to comply with ICE. See how that works if they're defunded. I don't know how that works.
Do you know what this guy is saying? He says, "This is the Babylonian Bee, by the way." They say, Mamdani clarifies he's not a communist. He merely wants to seize the means of production and put all capitalists in gulags. And this is, I'm not. This is not. It's not just It's not just funny because he actually. This is what he said. He said he wants to seize the means of production. Do you guys know who said that? Do you know where that comes from? Karl Marx. Marxism
I was gonna say,
literally
that sounds
comes
like
straight
something-
from communism and Marxism and stuff that is just completely anti-America. This is what happens in the Holocaust. This is what happens in when big events like that happen because of stuff like this, or because of governments that want to take over their people and not let them have freedom.
Well, wait, the Holocaust? I don't know what the Holocaust is. That never happened, right? Right, Mamdani? He was told to denounce that twice.
This is what I'm saying.
Apparently, it just never
It
happened.
didn't, according to him. Nothing. According to
Yeah.
him, you don't have to pay for anything. Everything's free, and we want to put the people that have worked hard in this country in jail and tax them. Like, the reason why this country flourishes is because of small business and people that want to build their own dream by having their own business, their own property. But no, this guy wants to take that all away, tax them, and take away everything from them, including their property. So if you do that, there will be no New York City. There just won't be.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I just feel terrible for honestly all of those businesses that are there. And as far as when he does talk about wages and things like that, I forget either of you who said it that he wanted them to be like minimum wage, like $30 an hour.
Yep.
But the problem with that is you wouldn't be able to afford to pay all of your employees. So then you would have to lay off probably like half of them, depending on what the business is. And so all of these people are out of jobs because you decided to raise the minimum wage up so high. So it's just like it trickles down there, and then all these businesses can't afford to stay afloat. So then they have to leave. And, so that it's not only just like citizens of New York City, it's also the businesses and the money that's coming in that way. It's just all going to fall apart.
How many
Talk
small...
about an economic collapse.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to look up how many small businesses are there. There's 183,000 small businesses in New York City. This would destroy the economy if you take all of these and just tax them as much as you can and take their property. Like this is bad for the country, not just for New York, because New York City is it's actually the number one tourist location in the United States. And it's a huge stream of income. And if there's that many small businesses there, that's going to take a toll on the whole U.S. economy, not just New York City. And so that's why race is so important. And if you're living there, just know without small businesses, we've seen it. We've seen the result of different countries that only have government and corporations. You don't get your freedom. You don't have your freedom. And you can't really choose what you're doing because there's only one option for everything. There's no deciding on we should go here because these values or here because these. This is what the government gives you, so you have to take it.
Yeah.
And not to mention, that doesn't just affect New York City. That affects everywhere in New York.
Whole country.
Like, the people who didn't even vote for him get affected in this way. And these people who built up from the ground up their own business without any help, without any cheat codes, they built their way up, and just because they happen to be popular or wealthier than some other people, now all of a sudden all their businesses is just taken down, and the government's without any compensation.
Yeah, this guy can't win, and it's bad when we're endorsing Andrew Cuomo instead of this guy. Like, he was horrible as a leader in New York, and now we're putting him on a pedestal basically because of how far left this guy is, how crazy his ideology is. It's actually even worse than left. It's like off the charts.
You know what I find crazy? The Andrew Cuomo was actually running in the Democratic race, but then Mamdani was beating him by 70,000 votes, and he dropped out. So not only did they have the chance to vote for Cuomo over Mamdani, but they embraced Mamdani over Cuomo and want those extreme views. They want it
Yeah.
in New York City. It's insane.
If you want to make New York City great and America great, then you live there, you can't vote for this guy. I mean, I would prefer the Republican candidate, but it's New York City, so he's not going to win. But
It's not going to happen.
we're saying
Yeah.
like Cuomo is better than this guy. Like I would endorse Cuomo because of that, because of this guy's beliefs, and especially with Sharia law, because that can't become the norm in America. If one person does it, gives the green light for other people to do it. So can't have that. We're not gonna settle for that. And so if you live in New York City, your vote matters. It really does.
Yeah.
I'll be
So
real
true.
though. I'll never endorse Cuomo. He was the result of, I can't even tell you, countless amounts of nursing home deaths during COVID, and he was just begging Trump for money.
I agree.
Even though
He's
he was
horrible,
bashing
but
him.
like, what's the other choice? If he's the independent and the conservative, I mean, come on, it's New York City.
Find someone moderate. All I gotta say, but New York people gotta wise the frick up outside of
Vote
where I
carefully.
came from.
Yeah.
And don't think it doesn't
Gosh.
matter, because it definitely matters, especially in this one. So we'll keep
You get what you vote for.
yeah, we'll keep the tabs up on this and see who wins. But just know your vote matters, and you gotta decide to take action for your city. Don't just let other people decide that. Be a part of it, because we saw in November of 2024 that votes mattered. Like in every single state, district, city, they mattered. And this race is just as important as the national one. Local impact is sometimes even more important.
Yeah. And your right to vote and your right not to vote. I mean, you have the right to do either, but it's really, you really should be voting. Voting is better than not voting at all, because as you said, it's your vote does matter as much as you think it doesn't, and especially in the local stuff, in the small stuff, it matters more than people even realize. So that's why New Yorkers in the city of New York, they need to get out there and do their due diligence that way, for sure.
Yeah.
And for all my New York brothers who are fighting a good fight, keep it going.
Keep going.
I mean, I know it seems hopeless, but I think it was like 41% of New York voted for Republican or something like that. It was insane.
And it hasn't always been
the turnout.
that left of a state. It used to be different.
No.
So there's always hope, because it changed once. It can change again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
So true.
All right, guys, click that subscribe button if you like what we're doing here, talking about the unfiltered conversations that no one else will talk about. We're going to make sure we keep giving you our opinions that are completely unfiltered. It's just what we think as Gen Z Americans and what we want to do to make our country better. So if you like that kind of thing, click the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next week, every Sunday here on No Filter Gen Z. Peace.